Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Sector 5. I'm your host, as always, Cody the Hangman Heinzman. Tuesday has just ended. SmackDown just ended, and I am here to give my Battleground pay-per-view predictions. But wait! These are not the only predictions that I have done. I recorded pre-draft predictions, and I uploaded that yesterday. So, in the description below will be my pre-draft predictions, if you want to check those out. Because today was not only the first SmackDown live on Tuesday before a pay-per-view, it was also the draft night. And so, things may differ between those predictions and these ones. So, these are the post-draft predictions. Let's go ahead and get started. As always, we will be going down non-title matches into title matches, following the same format and the same order on both videos. And I'll once again reiterate here, there should not be, but if any matches were to be announced here up to Thursday, then I will make a part 2 to the post-draft predictions. So, let's go ahead and get started. We're starting off with something that's not a match. It is Randy Orton versus Chris Jericho. Well, not versus. Randy Orton's going to be on the highlight reel, which is hosted by Chris Jericho. And he's supposed to be talking about his SummerSlam match. So, there's that. In all reality, the only thing I could predict with this is that Randy Orton probably will RKO Chris Jericho at some point. I apologize, I got a little bit of the hiccups. Next up, we have Natalya versus Becky Lynch. And with this one, I'm going to go differently. I believe Becky Lynch actually might win now. I know that I'm trying my best to not spoil my pre and have you guys check those out as well. Then again, you can check them out and see my thoughts, what I said before. I'm actually going to go with Becky Lynch. Per the draft, if I go on that, both Becky Lynch and Natalya both went to SmackDown. Which is what's kind of fueling my thoughts with this one a little bit. I feel Becky Lynch is going to start getting that push. So next up, I have wrote Charlotte and Dana Brooks versus Sasha Banks and a mysterious tag team partner. Now, I can already say my prediction on the pre-draft is wrong. I was wrong on who I thought the tag team partner was going to be. I'm surprised that the person I predicted to be her tag team partner did not become part of the draft. So, to counter my thoughts with after the draft, I'm going to think that Sasha Banks might be tagging up with Nia Jax. I figure Nia Jax because, one, she was drafted to Monday Night Raw, and she was one of the NXT upstarts, and I felt like one of the NXT upstarts was who was going to tag with Sasha. But it was not this Nia Jax. I only know of one diva on NXT, and I'm surprised that she wasn't drafted. Still, I'm befuddled by it. If you want to know who it is, check out the other video. I'm really trying to push you guys towards that other video. Anywho, next up, I have New Day versus the Wyatts. Now, I'll go out on a limb. You know what? Let's say the New Day wins. Some way, somehow. They're going to find a way to win. My basis on this is because Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt are on SmackDown. Braun Strowman is on Monday Night Raw. The Wyatt family has been split up. So I kind of feel like New Day will find a way to pick up the win. Just based off of that. Next up, we have John Cena, Enzo and Cass versus the Club. And I'm gonna stick with the Club winning this one. But the interesting thing with the Club is this is the last time that they're going to be together with AJ Styles. AJ Styles is on SmackDown. And on Monday Night Raw is Gallows and Anderson. But this is the last time we're going to see John Cena and AJ Styles facing off. Because John Cena is also on SmackDown as well. Which is going to be interesting because, John Cena, as always, for a long time has been the face of Monday Night Raw. And he's now going to be, helping SmackDown. But that's neither here nor there. I still think the Club's going to pick up the win some way, somehow. But I am kind of hesitant to believe what I said on my predictions. So we'll go with that. Next up is the two matches that warranted the post-draft predictions. We have Darren Young versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Darren Young was drafted to Monday Night Raw. Miz is on SmackDown. And I believe that The Miz is going to retain the title. Which, if that is what happens, pushes more towards the next match, Rusev versus Zack Ryder for the United States Championship. With Miz retaining and the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown, Rusev, who is on Monday Night Raw, would be retaining the United States Championship. Meaning the United States title would be on Monday Night Raw. Because Zack Ryder is on SmackDown. And I also am kind of thinking that Zack Ryder might not win the United States Championship because his tag team partner of the Hype Bros, Mojo, was just drafted to SmackDown as well. So we might see the Hype Bros going for tag team titles. Which leads us to our final match of the night, which also warrants a little bit of more. Monday Night Raw, we had Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, WWE Championship. It's going to be hard to go back to just saying that. We had Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. And there was a big debacle on who won. They ended up counting it as a double pin, which means Ambrose retained the title. And so on SmackDown tonight, we had Ambrose versus Seth Rollins again for the WWE Championship, and Ambrose retained. And the other interesting thing about this is where the draft went. Seth Rollins, first draft pick, first person for Monday Night Raw. Dean Ambrose was number 2 for SmackDown. Well, number 2 for SmackDown. He was number 2 pick, first person for SmackDown. And then, down the list, eventually later, is the third person in this match, Roman Reigns, who is also on Monday Night Raw. Sadly, Ambrose and Reigns have been separated, which kind of saddens me a bit. I like Ambrose and Reigns being together. I like the Brotherhood being together, but they're going to be split up. Originally, the fact that we had Ambrose versus Seth Rollins back to back, I was just like, you know what? They're going to give it to Reigns. Roman Reigns is going to win. because we've had back-to-back matches with Ambrose and Seth Rollins for the title. But I also, looking at it as this aspect, I think Ambrose is going to retain it because the fact that the World Heavyweight Championship has to be coming back. There has to be that big title for whichever brand doesn't have it. In this case, it'd be Monday Night Raw not having a title, which means we would probably see Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Or maybe Monday Night Raw, just so they have it. It's not the way I originally thought they would introduce the World Heavyweight Championship back. I kind of thought that the best way... I mean, if I was running the show, I would just do a tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship, which they might do. They could all well do a tournament where it comes down to Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns facing for the title, you know. There's that too. So, that's my thoughts. That's why I think Ambrose is going to retain. The WWE Championship and the Intercontinental title will be on SmackDown, and then you'll have the World Heavyweight Championship and United States title on Monday Night Raw. And there sounds like a lot of a chance of another Divas Championship coming back. Tag team titles might get split up as well, which really needs to happen. If you're going to have the two different shows, you need to have the tag team titles for both shows, because where is the drive, you know what I mean? So there's that. That has been my post-draft Battleground predictions. Again, link in the description to the draft predictions. Honestly, I've changed a lot of thoughts between the two. I honestly thought the only thing I was going to worry about was the Intercontinental and United States Championship, because I had to figure out where those four competitors were falling. But it looks like we're having a lot of different thoughts between the two. So that has been my... Oh! I just realized I skipped over a match that I did not talk about. So be a little bit different. This was supposed to be talked about after the New Day match. Before talk about John Cena, Enzo, and Cass, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, which kind of, I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm gonna still give it to Kevin Owens. The reason I'm so about it is they were really putting to the fact that they would be separated during the draft. We would have Sami Zayn on like Raw or SmackDown, or Kevin Owens on Raw and SmackDown, and we have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens both on Raw, which means this rivalry is just going to continue to play out. WWE hopefully will find a way to patch it or something, I don't know. But the rivalry is going to continue. We're going to continue to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going down each other's throat. So, there's that. I apologize that I messed that up. I kind of, if you kind of see my thing, down here is where the New Day and Charlotte matches were happening. I kind of predetermined what matches are going to happen and everything, so I kind of drew it up here, and I just skipped over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on accident. So, it'll be a little bit out of order between the two. It's in correct order on the pre, but the post is a little out of order. sorry. But I'm now just looking through my list to make sure I didn't forget anything. No, I talked about everything else. So there's my thoughts on what happened after the draft, where I think things are gonna lie. And as always, I'm Cody the Hangman Heinzman. Again, apologize for the hiccups and for the hiccup. And as always, I'm Cody the Hangman Heinzman. That's just how it is.